As the long recovery effort continues, the province and RM of Wood Buffalo have decided to hand over control of donations for Fort McMurray residents to the Adventist Development and Relief Agency Canada, or ADRA for short. James Astleford is the executive director and joins us now in studio. Hello, James.
Hi, Adrian.
Tell us exactly what ADRA Canada will be doing with all the donations.
ADRA Canada, in partnership with the province of Alberta and the local municipality, will be receiving all of the donated goods that are coming from warm-hearted Edmontonians and actually from across the country, and sorting them, packing them, making sure that everything is appropriate, and then ensuring that they're delivered to those who need them.
Yeah, and that's a big job because we've seen where they're all being held and there are a lot of donations.
Yes, a lot coming in, and we hope more will continue to do so.
Yeah.
On the province's website, they list the needed goods, and as we go forward in the next weeks and months, we will be updating that list so that in real time we'll be painting a picture of what's really needed.
Now tell us what exactly ADRA Canada is all about.
ADRA Canada is part of the worldwide network of ADRA, or the Adventist Development and Relief Agencies, operating in over 120 countries. And we in ADRA Canada, with the support of Canadians from coast to coast and Global Affairs Canada, have been involved in relief and development projects in the last 5 years in over 56 countries. Wow. Touching the lives of over 6.1 million people.
So you've been involved in other big relief efforts, Hurricane Katrina, for example.
Yes, our counterparts in the US were involved with that, and more recently we've been involved with the Syrian crisis in Syria and in Lebanon and now in Greece. Been involved in the Ukraine conflict, helping to rehabilitate families and communities. Also in Myanmar from the floods, Typhoon Haiyan in the Philippines, Typhoon Pamela in the South Pacific, the list goes on.
Right. How did the collaboration with the Alberta government come about for this disaster?
Well, the Seventh Adventist Church in Alberta was responding immediately, as of course many other good organizations and faith-based organizations were also doing. And as we talked with the local organizations, we mentioned our particular expertise in managing the flow-through of donated goods, and the Alberta government decided that we were a natural fit to take over this piece of the response.
And how much is the organization being paid to do this work?
There is a grant which is coming from the government to handle some of the logistical costs, and but most of the activity is done by volunteers. So hundreds of people have already been involved, and we're looking for hundreds of thousands more in the months to come.
Right. So we heard today the figure is $1 million. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Okay. And so it seems like a lot of money. So tell people how those taxpayer dollars will be used.
That's covering the cost of the warehouse, all of the necessary infrastructure, making sure that we've got meals for the volunteers, and the trucking continues, and we have a few paid staff also, just for the term of the project itself.
Okay, which is how long?
Well, for the moment, it's up until the end of January.
Okay.
But this will be an ongoing conversation to see what actually needs to be done.
Right. Now, clearly, ADRA Canada is religious. It's operated by the Seventh-day Adventist Church. Do religious teachings come with the help that you give?
No, it does not, except that we believe that we are all responsible to each other as brothers and sisters in this world. So the Seventh Adventist Church, through ADRA Canada, does not proselytize or make any distinction. The only thing that we're concerned about is whether people are in poverty or distress. That's our mandate, and we aim to help. We work in communist countries, Buddhist countries, Hindu countries, Muslim countries, even Christian countries, wherever the need is, whatever the community is, we're there to help.
Okay, so as we mentioned, donations are pretty much always still needed. So what are some of the top items that you were looking for?
Definitely the things that would be needed for a home. If you imagine that you were a resident of Fort McMurray and all of a sudden you have no home to go, home to, then you would want bedding, you'd want utensils, you'd want clothes. Pet owners want things for their pets. Families want things for their children. So we already have had good donations of disposable diapers and other such things. So all of the household items and so forth that you can imagine, we're already receiving, and we need much more of.
Okay, so if you want to donate or if people want to volunteer, how can they get involved?
Certainly go to the Alberta government website, go to the ADRA Canada website, go to ADRA Canada on Facebook, and you will certainly find us there.
All right, thank you so much for speaking with us about this tonight.
It's a pleasure to be back home in Edmonton. Thank you, Adriana.
All right. James Astleford is the Executive Director of ADRA Canada, the group that is taking the reins of donations for Fort McMurray wildfire victims.